Welcome, welcome. You're tuned into the False Grace Podcast. I'm your host, AK Baby Doo, the light bringer.
And I am the fur man. Let's hit it.
The moon and star come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon my heart. Look upon my heart. Oh,
that's the witch's
lay
robe.
down your weapon. It is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon my heart. Upon my heart.
Upon the heart.
Oh, oh, oh.
All right. So, starting off the night. This is the first episode we've aired where I'm truly starting a completely blank slate. There's nothing on my mind. I'm completely empty, and I have nothing to say. I'm just a void waiting to be filled.
Well, let me go ahead and fill you up with a little bit of trash talk. My guy, can we go ahead and bounce off our last episode a little bit?
100%.
Oh, which, by the way, go ahead and check that out. We went ahead and did a 7.5 hours covering the election.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start a little hot, a little heavy. We might be doing political commentary, just a little bit too tad for, some comedy. But can we just talk about Donald Trump for just a schmeckend?
Of course.
Just a schmeckend. All right, so...
Mr. Trump.
Oh, yes. Now, can we just talk about the fact that he has been in office for 8 days? Not even in office.
But they know he's coming.
Oh, yeah.
They heard that somebody's coming home.
Oh, yeah. They feel the hands on the hips, and they're feeling it on the tips.
Yep.
So, how funny is it that for 4 years, Joe Biden has been getting slapped around like the last hooker on Hooker Island?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, just the presence of this man being even close to the nuclear codes, all of a sudden it's like, hey.
Well, we got Hamas saying they're calling for an end to the war. We got Putin going, he's a real man, and we're looking forward to discussions.
Ukraine.
We got China saying we are welcoming, a flourishing relationship with America.
Taiwan could be its own thing. I mean, we got a little hasty there, guys.
Yeah. And what does that say?
It says that having an insane person in the White House might just be what we need.
100%.
Dude, just look at his travel campaign. Like, love him, hate him. Look, I'm completely indifferent. But the results are starting to kind of, even out.
So I think about this a good bit. I can't speak for Biden or the decisions behind him or the powers that influence him. I don't know. But he obviously was more weak on foreign policy.
Oh, yeah.
And people didn't really have a lot of respect for him. But with America, I do still believe we're the superpower of the world. There's talks about China's going to surpass us. Russia might team up and surpass us. And we're a nation in decline. We are somewhat in decline.
Oh, yeah.
If our economy's in decline, but our military force is not.
Oh, no.
That is still the pinnacle of the world. And that might not always be the case, but it is right now. And I think when you put a man as unpredictable as Trump behind the most powerful military force in the world, things start to balance themselves out.
Yeah, because it's almost like giving George Washington a machine gun. Like, again, love him, hate him. Political views aside, again, I hate how many people are like, well, if you voted for Trump, then you're not part of my friends or family anymore. Yeah. Like, the man can take a turd and polish it. You got to go ahead and give him credit.
Yeah.
Like, his campaign trail, which we covered every once in a while, which, by the way, go back and check some of the episodes out.
100%.
Man, the gold that he spun from every indecision, every single mudsling. Oh,
there's an element of delusion that Trump has, I don't think most people understand, because logical people don't want to. They have a hard time with Trump. If you're very logical, you're going to have a hard time with Trump. You know, the most educated states were the least likely to vote for Trump.
California was on there, so like let's dial it back.
Yeah, but you know, the Northeast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it tends to be the case. More educated, least likely to vote for Trump. It's because of the logic fallacy, which is the more you know, the better off you'll be. That's not the case.
Mostly, the more you know, the more depressed you are.
Exactly. And so Trump, that guy's still kicking. He's still got a good spirit. He's still laughing.
He's down a quarter of an ear, but you know.
Yeah. You have to be a little bit diluted. You have to have a little bit of self-delusion in this world.
Got to be a little delulu.
100%. I think the smartest people are the ones who are inherently smart, and they realize the burden that comes with it, and they say, I'm going to cast away this. I'm going to cast away the intelligence and exist in a semi-delusion state.
Yeah.
Trump, I don't care if you support him or hate him, and I support him. You can't argue that man lives in a state of delusion.
Oh, he does. This man went through like how many bankruptcies? Like 9, 10, and he's like, yeah, I can run a country. Fuck. I ran a TV show.
Yeah. Well, the best ever.
Yeah, it was like 2 seasons, but you know, whatever. Fucking, let's go.
Yeah, you gotta have that. I really believe like delusion is a part of the process.
Oh yeah, I mean, like JFK thought that, you know, reinstating the gold standard was a good idea, and that guy was crazy.
Yeah, I mean the CIA certainly thought so.
Yeah, well, so did that one guy. What's his name? Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah, the Hulk. Why do you think he turned into the Hulk?
Nah, he was like, "Oh, foreign policy smash." God, what was his name? It wasn't like Louis Bader Ginsburg. That was Supreme Court lady, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh God, grassy knoll guy. You guys look it up. Do your research. But I'm just absolutely tickled that I'm tickled pink that the orange man's back in charge.
Yeah, me too.
And I mean, I didn't even vote, which is fucking hilarious.
I mean, you know, we're on the other side of the ice wall. We're all Trump supporters here. But speaking to something you brought up earlier.
Oh.
And we can move on from this topic after, you know, what have you. But one thing that stood out to me was recently this week I went to a Billie Eilish concert.
A Billie Eilish?
Yeah. And she's obviously was supporting Kamala.
I don't know why, but so did T Swift. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of these celebrities. And at the concert, it gets brought up, you know, like a bit of a speech about Trump winning and in a negative light, what have you.
Oh yeah, as you do when you're trying to put on a concert. Political commentary and Star Wars worked out great. Why not at a concert?
I didn't mind it. I don't really care. But the day after, I'm on Twitter and I'm seeing X. Yeah, but I'm on Twitter. And I'm seeing there's this post about how people booed and walked out of the concert that I was at because she was talking bad about Trump. And I did hear the boos. I didn't necessarily see anybody walking out, but I heard the boos when the politics came up. And all the comments, and here's what I want to point out, on both sides, this is the wrong type of person to be. I saw it on both sides, whether you were left or right. If you like Trump and Billie Eilish at the same time, you're the problem. Something is wrong with you.
Is that your takeaway?
Well, no, it's not. That's what they're saying. It's like, oh, explain to me how you were at a Billie Eilish concert and voted for Trump. Explain that to me. Like half the comments are talking about you can't be both. Those are the problems.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
Okay, for a second I was like, you can't be a Billie Eilish and a Trump fan?
Well, that's what they're telling me.
Well,
that's what the comments will tell you. You can't be one or the other.
Well, I mean, like, that's like saying that you can't like the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer, but, like, clearly I like both, so...
Yeah. And one of the rules of light bringing, that's in the book that I'm writing...
Don't be a sorry-ass bitch when your guy doesn't win.
It's never close a door that you didn't close yourself. And anyway, but the point of that being, people will tell you you can't have both. You can't support Billie Eilish and vote for Trump. You can't vote for Trump and then like Billie Eilish's music. Shut the fuck up. The human condition is duality. The human condition is being in the middle and being able to interpret both sides.
Oh yeah, even Ed Kemper, like a serial killer, worst of the worst. Like he's up there with Jeffrey Dahmer, like Ed Gein, all those crazy guys.
Yeah.
Even he worked at a suicide hotline.
Exactly.
Like how, like
he's probably fucking wanking it on the phone call.
Oh, your girl left you. Oh, and all you can see is a corkscrew. What if you put it in your neck instead?
Yeah.
But like either way, like I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going. That is the problem. What's wrong with America? It's that people on the left and right would hold that opinion. Oh, if you voted for Trump, you got no business listening to Billie Eilish. And if you listen to Billie Eilish, you got no business voting for Trump. Both of those are incorrect.
Yeah, see, that's why we got to start voting third party. So that way you can just listen to whoever the fuck you want.
It's third party ever coming. I think Trump did so much work to the Republican Party.
It ain't never going to happen.
It was basically its own party. Like, it's a new party. You got to admit, it's a new party now.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, well, technically the old money's still in there, but that ended up being the Democrats more often than not.
Well, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and we're talking about the difference between Democrats in the past and Republicans. You know, what's the difference between how they used to be and how they are now? And I summed it up as, why did Republicans have such a hard time in the past? I mean, they were the elitist party.
Yeah, you had to be old money.
But also, if I had to sum up the old Republican Party in a word, it would be prudish. It was the prudish party.
I can see where you're coming from that.
And none of the youth care for that. If you're young, you do not care for prudishness at all.
Yeah, no, our shame kind of left about like 1950, somewhere around there.
Exactly. You're not wrong. And so I think Trump showing up as a Republican, and that man, you know, he did a number to the Republican Party on prudishness. You can't call Trump a prude. No. You can't.
Dude, he was out about pretty much everything.
And if I had to sum up, their singular problem with getting elected, it was prudishness. The reason why Mitt Romney, you know, got his ass tore up by Obama was he was a prude through and through.
Yeah, even though he had a hot vice president, which, by the way, Sarah Palin, if you're watching this, you're still hot.
And Trump was like, hey, we're getting rid of the prudes. Like, Republicans are no longer prudes. And that's what it was.
Yeah, like it was basically, oh, well, if you don't have a 2.5 kids, a stable job, no controversies, we won't even think about looking at you.
Yeah, exactly. And Trump shows up with 3 baby mamas.
A Stormy Daniels.
A couple of infamous quotes.
Oh, God. A couple of pictures and videos of him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein.
He killed the prude part of the Republican Party. He killed it.
Well, I mean,
legitimately,
the man can polish a diamond out of a turd.
And so, not only did he do a service, in my opinion, to Republicans, he did a service to politics in general. Because some of the most effective people I've met in life have issues, like serious issues.
Oh yeah, kind of like great artists.
Yeah,
like, oh God, there was this one guy stopped taking his meds like in the 50s, 60s, somewhere in there. David Waynes.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he used to draw pictures of cats. They used to be like super lifelike. After a while, looked like he was dropping acid every day. Guy had schizophrenia. It looked like he stopped taking his pills like the second after he got the diagnosis.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I've always like, why can't the president, like maybe the best president never ran because they know they've been divorced. Or they beat up that homeless guy when they were 23 in the alleyway.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's give him.
I'm looking at you, Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm looking at you, Joe Biden's son, whatever your name is.
But I'm just going, how many people never conceived of running because they know their past? And Trump, I think, is going to open the door or has opened the door for everyone to feel they have the potential.
Well, I mean, if he can make it, then anybody can make it. Like he's.
Well, it's like New York.
Yeah,
You make it there, you can make it anywhere. And where did Trump make it?
Everywhere. Literally. Dude went through how many bankruptcies, how many divorces, how many
Lawsuits.
Man, that guy could invest in water and triple his profits in a month. Oh, speaking of
He's
waters,
been through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I got a little treat for you.
I'm excited.
Oh, dude. Did you know that they have finally improved the formula to water?
Well, I'm intrigued.
Now, we've had smart water. We've had hydration flasks. We've had well water, public water, which is all just contaminated with fluorides and whatnot.
No.
Well, today, everyone, I bring you an unsponsored event. We have now got the next evolution in hydration.
Oh, it feels thick.
It is a very juicy water.
Can I open it?
Oh, absolutely. That's what they're here for. These are H2, hydrogen infused water. Now you have 2 hydrogen molecules in your drink. At least a minimum.
Mm.
Is it thick?
Oh, it drinks like water.
Oh.
It's not thick.
Ooh, let me go ahead.
Water on its own wasn't enough. We had to take it to the next level.
We had to improve the wheel.
Yeah. The wheel needs a reinvention, I think. The wheel 2.0.
This flavor is not doing it for me.
My flavor, if this has a flavor, I did not taste it.
Actually, that's actually coming around to me. That's actually not too bad. I got the Asahi Blueberry Pomegranate. And you got which one?
Nightlife.
Oh, that's straight double hydration right there.
Pure of heart, pure of soul.
Oh yeah, let's see. Ultra purified water, uniquely infused with hydrogen fruit extract for superior hydration, increased physical performance.
Drink water, bitch. Oh, drink.
We drink water here on this podcast.
Water, bitch. Oh, drink. Water,
Part of a healthy diet.
Water,
Actually, one of the funny things.
Water.
One of the funny things is at the bottom: breathe, hydrate, do repeat.
Breathe water, bitch.
Oh, and I love their ingredients list. Hydrogen gas infused purified water, white grape juice from concentrate, natural flavor, citrus acid. This is truly the superior water.
Okay. You can drink it with this on?
I thought so. Like,
I gotta get my little cap off. Sorry, chat. We're
monkeying this out right now.
Well, you got yours off.
Did I?
Oh, no, you didn't. I guess, okay, screw it.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and waterfall this one? Try it out? Or
Oh.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know how to waterfall. But I'm going to try.
All right, 1 second. This is the first time for him, chat. Be gentle.
I did it. Oh, yeah, yours is flavored. Mine's water.
Yeah, that's water. And we're drinking water right now.
So I had so many other things to cover, but I'm a blank space tonight. Fully blank, fully ready, fully in the flow state.
Oh, come on. Then I've got some news for you, baby.
Give me some news.
The Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, this Friday.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad that they didn't cancel. I was hearing rumors all the time.
It's been delayed a couple times.
But this Friday, that's a little final.
Yep. I'm excited. I hope that Mike actually knocks Jake Paul out.
Which, I mean, no matter how it shakes down, Jake's going to win. Like, getting beat by the best of the best, that's like getting beat up by Bruce Lee. Like, yeah,
True.
Of course.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's weird to think, because I think it's cool that some people can be comfortable being the villains of, modern celebrity, but Jake Paul is, even though I think he's better than Logan, he's still very hated. Like,
oh yeah, dude. Well, I mean, like, it's kind of like in wrestling. You got to have Eddie Guerrero come out every once in a while.
Yeah, and he owns it. He owns the hate.
which gotta give him the respect on that. Like, at least if you're gonna be the bad guy, at least be the one with your face on the side of a mountain,
Yeah.
like lava skull.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But Mike Tyson, I think he's a killer. I don't know how. I think Mike Tyson's gonna kill.
I mean, like, dude, watching some of his old fights, everybody else, they're coming out in like golden chariots
Dude.
and tassels and shit. Mike's like, I just need a towel to fuck you up.
The old Mike Tyson fights were genuinely insane. The sound effects alone, you can hear the wind. Like,
And dude, this is with like 1930s fucking cameras, like
yeah. And when you hear the pop, like when it contacts,
you can almost hear the teeth come loose.
Yeah. I did see a fight on TikTok. One of the guys he was against. I mean, that guy took 30 or 40 like haymakers and still stood. He lost, but I'm like, it's an ode to his resilience. Like, that's a strong man.
Okay, well, here's a good question then. With Mike Tyson's power, do you think that Butterbean could stand up to him?
Oh no, Butterbean's getting his ass dropped.
Really?
Yeah,
dude, I don't know. He beat the shit out of Steve-O.
yeah.
No, sorry.
Butterbean is very. He's got a lot of stamina. He knows how to stand up.
Yeah, I mean, the dude does not have a glass jaw. Dude's got a titanium jaw.
Yeah, 100%. Well, they say a weaker jaw is actually preferred often for boxing. The strong jaw sticks out more. It's easier to get clipped. It's got more extension, so you can get it hurt easier. But like when you got that soy boy, no chin, tucked, it's like, what are you even hitting? You know,
you're whiffing it every time.
Yeah,
you don't even have to like tilt your head up. It's just.
So yeah, I've heard weaker jaws sometimes make it a much better.
Well, after this, dude, Logan Paul's gonna have. Wait, yeah, it's Logan, not Jake. Yeah, Logan.
Logan's the older brother.
Yeah, Logan's not gonna have a jaw at all. If Mike Tyson's still pissed off about the shit that he said, the guy behind him in the airplane that was fucking with him,
yeah,
got his ass beat over a seat. This guy brought his Haley, his Eminem's daughter, into the fight. It's about to be on.
100%.
Oh, speaking of fighters, though.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Conor McGregor case?
No, I haven't heard about the Conor McGregor case. You were talking to me about this earlier. What's curious about it to me is this is a man who shortly after the Floyd Mayweather fight racked up a lot of legal issues, but they seem to just go away. Like, I didn't hear about them for a long time.
Yeah, they don't want him coming back into the courtroom just like, what was that?
Yeah, but it seems like now some of his cases are showing up. And I hadn't heard about it, but it's one of the sexual assault cases. He's got a couple.
Jeez. This is he like the Bill Cosby of MMA fighters?
But yeah, so what's going on with it?
Well, apparently he's not a woman beater, but he's definitely a woman cheater.
Yeah. So I was looking into it after you told me, and one of the things about Conor McGregor that it's kind of in the open, but there's never been a confirmation, is does Conor McGregor cheat on his wife? Everybody thinks so. It really seems so. But there was never like, yeah, he definitely does. This case is definitive proof he does, because the defense that they have isn't that he didn't have sex with the woman. The defense is it was consensual sex.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's so much better.
I mean, when it comes to sexual assault, it's a lot better.
Well, I mean, not for his wife. His wife is probably sitting there like, oh, well, you didn't go against his will. So, you know, good. You still fucked him, though.
Yeah. That woman actually looks a lot like... Okay, that's not his wife. They're not married yet. But she's been with him since his career started. Dee Devlin.
I've never seen a picture of her.
Yeah, her name's Dee Devlin. She's a pretty good looking woman, but pretty, average looking, but good, like good average.
Yeah, like not hot enough to be like a constant, you need to buy me jewelry every second I'm alive.
Right. Not one of those, but like a good middle of the road.
Yeah, like a 7.
Yeah. And they've been together since his career started. And yeah, so not wife. That's just a long-term girlfriend. But they are engaged.
Well, I don't know about after this like court case. You know, that's
She's
probably-
gonna stay by him. She's a ride or die. I can tell.
Man, that's what every guy needs. Like, if you can find somebody to stand with you through something like that, then you've got it made.
Yeah.
You could weather a nuclear apocalypse with a chick like that.
Well, Masterson from what is it? The '70s show had one of those.
Did he though?
Well, that lady's staying by him.
For real?
Yeah, they got 2 kids together.
Well, I mean that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, that lady's staying by him.
Dude, I still can't believe that whole case. Like,
I don't believe it. He was a Scientologist. I think he pissed off the wrong people.
that's not impossible. But
Yeah.
like, if you look back, like some of the Ashton Kutcher stuff that's happened too.
But
like,
he's free. Ashton Kutcher's just willy-nilly floating still until the Diddy tapes come out.
yeah, I mean, after that, Hollywood's about to get really sparse really fast.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't necessarily believe the Masterson files because there's no actual evidence. It's literally accounts
Oh, so
from
it's,
20 years ago.
so it's hearsay.
Yeah, there's no evidence in that case. Like, no physical evidence. Just strictly witness accounts.
So do you think like after he gets out of jail, do you think he's gonna be jacked, like tattooed up?
Well, the sentencing he got, he's not getting out of jail unless they get an appeal because he got 40 years.
yeah, and he's already what in his
40s.
yeah. So unless he's getting out in his 80s, which I don't see any. If you survive 40 years in jail, you're a different kind of animal.
Yeah.
Well,
So
prison, like jail and prison are two different animals,
Yeah.
but still,
I'm like, yeah.
that's semantics.
I'd say fuck them cases. Fuck prison, period. Like, if I'm a big fan of just kill, personally.
Oh, so like capital punishment.
Yeah, like, well, not yet. I mean, a little bit, but I'm just like, I wish problems would be handled
Accordingly,
like quickly on a real human level. On a human level. You know?
yeah. Like if you murdered 12 people, we just murder you back.
Yeah.
Like there's no like if we have video, if you recorded yourself or you made like skin lamps out of people, and we find your house.
yeah, we just set you on fire, call it a day.
Oh, but he's insane. He's clinically
And
insane.
people will say that's dark. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's part of our history.
Yeah, it's a circle of life.
Yeah.
Circle of life, circle of death. You know.
Yeah. This man, caused a lot of death. We're gonna give him a lot of afterlife.
You know, just quickly, very quickly. But what do you do about like generals and shit like that?
Yeah, right. That's different, right? Because they're appointed.
Yeah. See, I feel like that's where we got to draw a line. It's like either it's okay or it's not okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, because like Hillary still being around, please don't watch this Hillary Clinton. Like,
I mean, we ain't gonna make it much longer if she's watching.
fucking. But if you look back, like how many people spoke out against them that just aren't breathing anymore?
Mm. The most ever documented.
Oh yeah, like Gaza didn't happen.
Well, they spoke out against Hillary.
Oh yeah. Oh god, could you imagine this?
She was dodging sniper fire on the Gaza Strip.
No, Trump was dodging sniper fire.
Well, if I was a leftist, I would say, well, he didn't do a very good job. I mean, he got hit. You can't really say he dodged.
Yeah, well, how many people can say that they heard a shot and they were like,
If you're in the chat and you need some life advice, leave us something. We are advisors, if nothing else.
"Oh yeah, hit us up." Like it make it weird. It doesn't matter.
We're masters of this existence.
Oh yeah, and I mean like, if I could, though.
Oh, of course.
Oh, for one of the things that I wanted to bring up, normally we do hedonist of the week and light bringer.
Oh yeah, we do that.
I want to bring the hedonist side over to.
Well, I'm excited for the hedonist.
I want to go ahead and give it to all the senators that's been in power for the last 4 years. Like you got to
Okay.
give it to them.
Okay.
Taking those kickbacks and everything. Great work.
I could see it.
I mean, they have just seriously been indulging and just some of the most asinine shit I've ever seen. And you know what? I got to give it to them.
Yeah, they are just kicking back, not doing any work, just having a fun time.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I hate that I'm on that team so bad.
Well, and see, that's where I'll pick you up.
Mm.
So many people on the right wing, and I'm a political conservative. So many people are of the prosecutor's mindset. These people haven't done shit for us for years. They need to be punished and persecuted. I'm like, okay, please understand the human condition. People work best when they have to perform. They are held accountable. When there are actual criteria they have to meet. When you're given a free range position and money just comes in regardless of performance, 9 out of 10 people, most of all you complaining included, would fall victim. You'd fall victim.
Yeah, I mean, if there's no carrot, no stick, then what? If there's no incentive for good behavior and no punishment for bad behavior, you're gonna take the easy road. Like there's just
not all of us, but most of us are
99.9. Because you see it every time that somebody wins the Powerball. What's the first thing they do? They buy all their family like Lamborghinis and mansions and shit like that.
And then the hookers and the cocaine.
And then all of a sudden, oh, dude, there was this one guy. He won the lottery out in Britain.
Yeah,
like 10 years ago. Was living large, mansions, cars, women's jacuzzis in every room, TVs in the jacuzzis at the bottom part where you can't even see it. Now he's working for sanitation.
Oh yeah, I've seen this go. That's how it goes.
Could you imagine?
That's how it goes.
Winning like $1.10 billion, and then at the end of it, you're still having to go into Walmart. Like, yep, that was me.
Boop. Oh, never. I couldn't. I don't understand it. I could never be that guy.
I am that guy, which is why the Lord has never let me win the lottery.
I had an epiphany the other day about going bankrupt as a wealthy person, because I've often wondered, because I'm like, it's kind of hard to run out of money if you have a lot of it. Well, here's my thought. Let's say you got 50 million. That's just a good lump sum rich person today with inflation, we need multi-millions. Yeah. You got 50 million. My thought was half the things you're going to be buying are going to be assets, at least. So like if you buy a very expensive car or a house, yada yada, even if you don't get the full return value, if you sold it, you're still going to get a decent chunk of change. So like you could technically go bankrupt on 50 million and then have $28 million worth of assets, give or take.
Yeah.
So you go broke and you're like, well, damn, I'm shit with money. I have no money, but I got $28 million worth of assets. So it's like you get to learn your lesson and keep going. Like, okay, I'm going to sell 10 million and then I'm not going to be a dumbass. And then if you fuck that up, you can sell all that and you have 5 million left over. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to be a dumbass this time. And I'm like, how many times do you have to fuck up in cyclical nature? But then I got to thinking, and there's 2 issues that stood out. I'm like, here's what probably happens. For one, I think I was not factoring in parties and how expensive parties can be when you're rich.
Oh, yeah. Because if you're not bringing out the caviar, people are like, oh, Vienna sausages and saltine.
The high-end liquors, the high-end foods.
The high-end hookers.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, so parties, yes. You could technically burn through your money because you got nothing to sell after the party. Like, if you buy a really fancy car, you can sell it. But you got nothing to sell after an expensive party.
Yeah, see, actually, there is a loophole to that. It's called the Diddy hole.
Yeah.
If you get blackmail tapes, then think about it.
The second, and this is going to come off. Yeah. The second, this is going to come off as just dickery, but dickery-do. But it's not. I was like, these people are probably buying shit for people. Not in their name. And I'm like, you gotta be stupid if you're doing that. Like, if you buy your mama a house, put that bitch in your name Don't put it in your fucking mama's name. Don't do it.
Well, see, like they think that when they finally hit that rock bottom,
Yeah.
because they did everything for everybody,
Yeah.
it's gonna be reciprocated.
Fuck off. That's not how people work.
No.
You can give people the fucking sun and moon, and they will fuck you. They will literally fuck you.
I mean, like, how many times have you seen that in, like, divorce court and shit
And so
like that?
the trick is you give people the sun and moon on a rope that you own. And when they come to fuck you, you can just pull both of those away and say, sorry, you can't have these anymore.
Like
To put yourself in a position to get literally cucked is insane. Like, it just makes no sense.
Yeah, the problem is like a lot of people are very good-hearted. Like the people that win the lottery,
Yeah.
they're either the most douchiest douches that have ever douched in their
Yeah.
entire lives, or they are the most kind-hearted. Let's give back to people.
Yeah.
You know, you were there for me, I'm gonna be there for you, kind of people.
The sacrificial standard is the most perverse one today with men.
Mm.
Being a man, part of being a man is being sacrificial. A true man is sacrifice.
Yeah.
I believe that. There's a reason why, Jesus Christ was an ultimate sacrifice and he got the shit killed out of him.
Yeah, they even had a chance to like backtrack on that. They were
Yeah.
like a murder rapist.
There's a reason. But to voluntarily take yourself out of the authority position and then demote yourself into the cuckery position, there's no sacrifice in that. It's literally masochism to its core. If you can be generous and keep your power, every time do it. Every time. If you have to give it away, okay, give it away. But if it's an option, hey, I bought you a car and it's in your name. 2 months later, you're telling me to get the COVID vaccine, or you're going to excommunicate me. Driving around in the car I paid for you. Get fucked. I could take that car back if I didn't put it in your name.
Yeah,
And so reducing your power, I just can't. It's insane, and that's why these rich people go broke. Guaranteed.
Well, I mean, like you got to point to some of that, like.
And then mama's got a house. Your girlfriend's got a house. All them side bitches got cars. And when you go broke, they all shit on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta fucking crack the fucking whip. Okay. You gotta crack the fucking whip. I'm sick of it. And we got a fucking nation of people running around off actual sacrifice that somebody's given up for them. And they're not grateful.
Oh.
They're not grateful. You want to know how you make someone grateful? You show them what it's like to be missing out. You show them the experience of absence, of a return of sorts.
And I mean, like, if they don't notice it then you weren't shit to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, I can tell you when I first went broke, a lot of my friends, like, into the wind.
Well, because you were such, I remember those $1 million parties.
Man,
I remember.
I was burning through the money.
Oh my God. It was something else.
Man, I probably had like...
You couldn't take a piss without spending $1,000
well,
at your crib.
Yeah, because there was champagne in the toilets, in case people wanted it, like as you do.
Well, yeah, you take a piss, you take a sip out of the back.
Yeah, I mean, like, it fills up from the vat from the bottom. We had like those big gas trucks come in and like, pump it in.
Been there.
Man, the Chardonnay was fantastic. But I feel like the TVs in the toilets, when they kept breaking, so that way you could take a piss and watch your movies. It
really got out of hand when they started making that game of how many TVs can you crack with one hit. And, everyone, we were all lining up and just...
And I mean, like...
It's like the fucking karate boards where you're just going through.
Well, you got like 4 the last time. So, I mean, like, I feel like that's pretty good for a TV being a HD TV.
But they were ultra thin. Samsung.
Yeah, but like you use the top part of your hand, you're supposed to use the elbow. That's how I got 5.
I got you.
But like, as far as like going poor and everything, and then I gave away my power to other people.
Yeah. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. I can't even trust myself to be grateful without repercussions.
Mm.
I can't. Now in my life, anytime hardship falls my way, I default to gratitude because I know I'm not a humble motherfucker. So like when I fucked up my ankle, when things go bad for me, I start thanking God for humbling me. Y'all bitches out there, y'all don't do that.
We're talking he, she's, theys, thems, it's, z's, theirs.
Y'all
and-
aren't thankful when the bad times come.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to be real with you. I'm sitting there and I'm having a chat with whatever's up there.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there talking to my ceiling like I'm on schizophrenia meds. Like, hey, this is
Yeah.
your fault. And then I look back on it later. I'm like, nope. Probably shouldn't have been outside with a lightning rod.
With an AK next to Sheila.
Yeah,
And then she called the police on you. And now look at you.
Yeah, just twice though.
Yeah.
Like
A gun charge over holding an AK on your own property.
a gold-plated AK.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't
it
a
was a
schlub.
decoration.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
The Trump AK.
well, I mean, it worked, but yeah, it was a decoration, really.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Gratitude. Be
It's-
grateful.
It's what matters.
100%.
Yeah, which is weird because like a lot of people don't express that nowadays.
I'm grateful. Thank you, Lord. Every day I'm fucking grateful. Every fucking day.
You could have made me smarter.
It's
That's less my hydration drink.
yeah. Trump's grateful.
Oh, dude, undoubtedly. Pretty much everybody in his cabinet and that, placed a bet before.
I've even heard some people say he might be the most grateful. That no one's ever done gratitude like he has.
He's the humblest that's ever been or ever will be.
Yeah. I sometimes think about Jesus, the Jesus story, and the modern celebrity story. And I don't mean like Kim Kardashian. I'm talking like Trump, Peterson, Andrew Tate, whatever. I'm talking about, these guys. And how Jesus was a lot more sacrificial than those guys.
Yeah, he got nailed to 2x4s before there was
And-
antiseptic.
And
Yeah,
I
that's-
know the idea is to be like Jesus, and that is idyllic. And I'd love if we could all be like that. Because if everyone could be, we wouldn't get torn apart. But if you wanted to be like Jesus, I promise you they're gonna kill you like Jesus.
Oh yeah, everyone digs a martyr.
What I see is to exist today and have a voice, you have to proposition an ego to defend yourself. Like you have to put forth an ego and protect it. You have to be somewhat self-serving
Oh yeah.
to have a voice.
Well, that's which is
Yeah.
well. Also, people have this false narrative in their head about Jesus. They all think that he's just peaceful and I'm just so.
You don't think he was just peaceful?
Not when he's tossing out people
Yeah.
from their own
I mean, yeah.
temples. I mean, he even probably was sitting at the Last Supper like, one of you will betray me. And Peter was like, is it me? And he's like, no. And Judas was like, is it me, Jesus? And he looked at him just, is it me, Jesus?
Just shanked him right there.
Look, you can go ahead and betray me, but you're going to feel really bad about it later.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what he whispered to him, like beforehand. Just,
Yeah.
fuck you.
We're in a den of, I feel like we're in a den of wolves.
Yeah, well,
And if you don't protect yourself, you're just going to get tossed to the wolves.
I mean, that's how it is nowadays. Like, I would love to say that everybody's like this good-hearted person out there, but not everyone is. And I can't blame them. Like, if you trust a snake long enough and you get bit enough, you don't hang out with snakes.
Yeah.
And that's where the difference between like everybody comes.
Well, that's, yeah. Another thing, you know what a tithe is, like at a church?
Oh yeah, that's giving money to them so that way they don't have to
Yeah.
pay taxes on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know the official designation on how that applies religiously, but I'd often wondered, in terms of investing,
Mm.
if you're religious and you want to be charitable,
Yeah.
Where is the balance struck, and how is it struck, and how do you find out? And so the example I would give is, let's say you make a good bit of money, you have money left over, and you could invest it, maybe buy property, et cetera, et cetera. And through those means, you could become extremely rich.
Yeah.
So you give no money to the church and you become extremely rich.
Mm.
And then you decide to be a gracious person. And you start donating to the church very large sums.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you're at an income level and you give a tithe to the church, same income level, but the tithe removes all other discretionary funds. Like, you don't have the money to invest.
Yeah.
And so you reduce your opportunity to become really wealthy.
Mm.
And then in turn, you end up providing less finances to the church over the course of your life because you didn't have the breakout finance to allow you to become more successful.
Yeah.
Who decides these things, and what is truly giving and what isn't? Like, it's very complex to me.
Okay, so like, let me go ahead and give you a little history lesson. Let's go ahead and take this back way back in the day. So basically what ended up happening was somewhere around like the 1500s, the Catholic Church got it in their head to go ahead and make sure that everybody in the area both stayed poor and ignorant.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So here's
so is this in Alabama?
Oh, basically, it's England, so it's basically like ye old Alabama. So their thought is basically, if nobody can be richer than the king, they pay the taxes to him, the king pays us, we're good.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they also started giving out basically forgiveness packages based on how much you pay them. So you could do the most heinous thing as a king. I beheaded like 30 guys today, Father. Okay, that's going to be carry the 2 minus the 1, no taxes. All right, that's going to be 50 gold a person.
Mm.
So if you can keep the big fish in your pond, you don't have to worry about the minnows. Because the second they start...
Well, that tells me it was corrupt from the very beginning.
Well, Jesus was a carpenter. The Pope used to sit on like a golden throne. Not the newest one, like not the two newest ones.
That tells me it was corrupt. And so it makes me... Because my take is, if you're not in a fully capable position, I have a hard time believing donating to the church is the right thing to do.
Well, on the other side of that coin, it also keeps people humble.
Yeah.
Poor people are typically the most giving and kind people you will come across.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they're also the most street smart.
Yeah.
Like, they know that if they just give Hobo Jim $30, that money's gone.
Yeah, right. You're right about that. Because I brought it up because it's a problem I've never solved. Because I want to be generous, and I'm generous with like people, but I'd like to be more generous, but I don't trust it.
Yeah, you don't trust institutions.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, even hospitals have guys scraping pennies off the top.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, they have more than their fair share of that.
Oh yeah, dude. Some of the doctors, like, and I'm not saying this is every
You look
doctor.
at Doctor Strange for Marvel.
Oh my god,
that motherfucker did one surgery for the whole movie.
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's got a Lambo and a fucking whole bookcase of watches, and you never see his employer calling him back, asking where is he at. He's probably still on salary.
Hey, did you just show up for 2 hours to do surgery? Yeah, and I'm gone. I mean, we can't fire you, but I guess.
Rumor has it, even his last movie, he's still employed with that hospital.
God, could you imagine just like how pissed everybody else is? That motherfucker hasn't showed up for 5 years.
Hey, he just goes back in time.
Just shows up with a cape and everything.
Dude, imagine your surgeon has a cape.
Oh God. Okay, would you rather your surgeon have a cape or refer to you as dude?
100% the cape. I know if a motherfucker has a doctorate and he's wearing a cape to my surgery, that's an autistic genius. I know it. I'm like, this guy isn't just capable. This guy is hyper capable.
Yeah, it's kind of like seeing a scientist in a Hawaiian shirt. You're like, this guy knows his shit,
Yeah.
or he would not be here.
Exactly. Like, you got to be somebody to be a surgeon, but somebody, if you can wear a cape to the office, you got to be somebody else.
Yeah, you got to be Wolf of Wall Street of surgery. You've got to be the Elon Musk of surgeries.
Yeah, like, you know, one time you dug up a guy's grave and literally brought him back right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, you showed up to the funeral and you're like, hey, fuck this.
1 second, let's just rewire that car battery. He'll be fine. He'll be a potato for 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
keep him in a wheelchair and somewhere well refrigerated. He'll be
Yeah.
fine.
No, I'd pick the cape any day.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, but if my doctor came in with like one of those Cali girl accents,
No, thank you.
I'm done. I'm like, seriously though, bro, you need to go ahead and like check your cholesterol because your
Yeah.
heart's like super jacked, man. Nah, nope, no, time out. Can I get anybody else?
Speaking of accents, I want to talk about biggest turnoffs
Ooh,
because I think this arguably might be my biggest turnoff, and I'm curious what yours is. But any girl that isn't black, if you're black, I don't have an issue with it, who has a ghetto accent. I absolutely despise white girls with ghetto accents. Like, nothing turns me off more.
oh man, see that one right up there for me on that same level is anybody with a fake British accent. Like
Mm.
they've never
Really?
Yeah, they've never been to England.
Is that a
They've-
turnoff?
It's super turn
I
off.
feel like it's kind of cute. Like, oh, you're trying.
No, it's just so fake. It's just so fucking fake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I would rather you talk in a bad Southern Texas drawl as a
Yeah.
woman or a man than just
Who do you know that had that?
oh god, people from high school.
Yeah.
And it's always like, so where are you from? Oh, I'm from North Dakota. You should have stayed there.
We were in that era. I feel like that's not a thing now, but you know, we obviously we went to the same school. You're right. That was almost, what is it? It's like an elitism. Like, it's like wearing a brand name shirt.
Yeah.
Was pretending to have a British accent. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah, dude, and it's not even like
Every third chick pretended to have a British accent.
yeah, and I just hated it so much. It's like the guy that's wearing a Surmp shirt instead of a Supreme shirt, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, man, this is legit." They spelled
I
it
didn't
wrong.
mind it though.
I hated it. I hate phoniness as much as the next guy. There's putting on an eccentricity, and that's just who you are. Like I am. Like I know
Yeah.
guys that would embellish a lot of stories, like to the umpteenth, catch a fish this big, but it's at oh, it was this big kind of shit.
There's something about British accents and the discussion we're having right now that makes me want to get naked and run through the streets.
Is it because like real British accents kind of sexy, fake ones make you want to stab your eardrums?
It just brings me back.
Oh, to the good old days.
But you know, I've had my fair share of streaking, like 3 times.
Yeah, well, when you're jacked, you can do that. When you got a body like this, like for everybody that's not in the chat,
Most people don't know about the streaking days, but
yeah, like
keep
I
that
could
under
never get away
wraps.
with it because I got like if you can't see that, that's not just a shirt moving.
But we got 6 minutes, for your time zone and the ice caps. But we're gonna get you back in shape.
You know what? We could actually go ahead and make that a video series if you want.
Yeah, we're obviously running pretty comfortable as it stands, but the moment we start turning profit on this podcast and you get to quit your job, I'm gonna become your personal master, and I'm gonna be like a drill sergeant. I'm gonna get you that 6-pack and those. I'm gonna be on your ass like you cannot imagine.
Well, first I got to move out of my tent. So, like, if we can get any monetization, so I don't have to do any more OnlyFans videos, that'd be
When
great.
we go full time, you're gonna be ripped. You are gonna be ripped.
I want to be shredded, my guy.
You're gonna be so shredded, bitches come up to you and go, "Do you even eat?" And you're gonna say, "Only protein, ma'am."
Just steak. Everyday steak. No butter, no salt, no pepper, steak.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
Man, I've heard good things about like that carnivore diet though.
I mean, it's done wonders for me the times that I've successfully done it. I've tried sometimes and I've not actually held to it. But
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to sometimes, I bet.
oh, for sure. You get sick of meat so quick. But it does wonders. It does wonders.
I hear like the first week of that, you're just dead. Like it's good for you, but like the entire time.
It's because your body's used to using carbs for the main fuel source, and when you just have protein, it doesn't like it takes it's a delay. Speaking of carnivore and delays, we got 4 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about Peterson's absolute god awful propaganda video he put out 2 weeks ago in support of Trump.
Okay.
Now, I like Trump. I like Elon. I like the team, what have you. But Peterson has positioned himself as an outsider. He's a third party. He's a licensed psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And he's a studied man, and he has independent thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Now, since he hit the Daily Wire, that seems a little less evident that he has independent thoughts. But he put out this hour-long expose on Donald Trump's personality, where for a full hour he goes into the depths of Donald's personality, pros and cons, etc.
Yeah.
It was really just pros, and not just pros. It was glazing on a level never seen before. I'd never seen somebody so... Oh my God, it was sick.
It was like singularly focused on the negatives or something.
No, the positives.
Well, I mean, positives in your views or his views?
His views.
Okay, because like again, I never saw the video. I love.
Yeah.
I typically I like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, me too. But so it wasn't third party, is what I'm saying. He wasn't objective. He was ego stroking Trump. He was just praising Trump. He was minimizing the downsides, maximizing the upsides. And when he's a story-based person. He's a dramatic-based person. And I understand that realm. But I'd never seen it on this level. And I watched the full thing, and it's 50 minutes in. It's been nothing but positives about how good it would be if Trump won. Nothing but positives.
He's just sitting down there, just Trump.
Yes. Gets down to the last 10 minutes, and Peterson hits the audience with a question. Do I have reservations? Of course. Allow me to go into them. So he has some reservation, cautions.
Yeah.
How this could go wrong. He flips those two cautionary statements he has into positives. So he's like, yeah, Trump has a tendency to be a little bit brazen, a little bit arrogant. But here's why that's going to play out for the good. That's one of his reservations.
That doesn't sound like a reservation. That sounds like one of those clickbait articles.
He does that for both of them. And then he ends it with, and wouldn't electing Trump be the most unpredictable outcome? And isn't that what you all want? Just the most random roll of the die? Well, hey, you young gentlemen and women, roll that dice and see what comes. Like, that's how he ends it.
That is not a roll of the dice.
That's Peterson ending it like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, and
I'm like,
as much as the positives as we've listed, we've also been realistic with Trump.
Yeah.
Like, he is absolutely fucking bonkers.
I have a lot of respect for how we've covered Trump. If you heard us on election night talking about those dick riding newscasters, you'd understand.
We kept it pretty level.
Yeah.
I mean, like we supported the douche out of the douche versus turd sandwich, but like if we really wanted to go ahead and go random, let's go ahead and like elect The Rock or something like that. Like let's go. If we're
And
going
his brother, the cock.
And his first mate, the Pebble. Like this isn't some rando guy.
No.
So that's a bunch
It
of
was-
malarkey.
The story and the data, like, two things is what. Okay. I got to get you out of here because we got like 2 minutes.
All right, hit.
We're a nation. It's becoming like what's left. We got the data group and we got the story group. And like that's how humans see the world. You're either like, fuck the story, I'm sticking to raw data. It's 2 + 2 = 4.
Mm.
That's, you know, and then you got the story group. Well, who invented 2? And what's 4 even mean?
I mean, there was this one story where if you put a 2.5, it would equal 5. But if you put a cosine on it, it means 3.
And you got data and story. And what we need is that unison. That unison of data and story.
Yeah, sensationalism and data.
We need but both sides tell the other to fuck off. Both sides.
That's why we need the third party. We need a bull moose party. Like, believe it or not, it's only been 2 times in history that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt, and I want to say, oh yeah, Benjamin Franklin actually wanted to make a third party.
The third party option is so far out the window right now. And Orange really due to Trump.
Well, not
Because
just
I think he made the Republican Party so unique from what it was. It's kind of like a third party right now.
kind of. But like also the problem with third party people is either A, nobody knows them, or
Mhm.
B, the ones that are known are fucking wackos. Like there's a guy shoe on head. Like he has a fucking shoe on his head, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure everybody gets a pony and free money forever." Ha ha. Like, come on, dude. You shit in the pool. You kind of ruined it for everyone. I mean, I appreciate the comedy bit. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but
So it's 7:32 now.
shit,
You need to head out.
yeah.
Audience is not very engaging tonight. We haven't had a big viewership. However, before we sign off, I'll go ahead and let people know. I'm going to start daily live streaming on TikTok
Mm,
to build up some maybe core viewership that can come over to the pod.
yeah.
I'm thoughting myself out. I'm going full thoughty. I'm about to go thick boy thought mode.
Watch out, everybody. Those booty clap videos that we were talking about, they're finally going to be released.
Hey, look, if
He's going to throw it in a circle for you, audience.
the light has to be exposed, and if cheeks gotta go in and out to make that happen, okay.
So be it.
When it comes, there will be no question. There will be no doubt.
Well, see, actually, I've been thinking about going on Twitch and just throwing some of our videos up.
Yeah. Try it. Watch what happens.
Well, I mean,
You won't be able to.
why?
You gotta live stream every fucking thing on Twitch.
Man.
Yeah, it's gay.
Ah,
It's Twitch.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, maybe that's the platform we need to go to.
But
like-
I'm on fucking TikTok and nothing but thoughties on the lives. Nothing but thoughties. These bitches got fucking sour faces too, like this.
the equivalent of the man smolder where
Thanks.
they used to.
Thanks, Jason, for the galaxy. Thanks, Tommy, for the rose. No, I must put an end to this.
Just promise me. Just make a promise to the audience that it'll be quality. Just no, none of that AI, gang.
It's not just gonna be quality. It's gonna be so quality that I will be pimp slapping these hoes.
Well, you're gonna need a few more rings. I mean, you got the bracelet and you got the necklace, but
Yeah,
we got to get you some pimp rings.
got to. We'll see how it goes. The world of no value.
Hey, there is value and no value.
Yeah, that's true. True.
When you're unknown, you can literally do anything. When you're always known, you'll never be able to do anything.
And so, you know, sometimes in being in the light, you got to bring a little dark along the way, just so people know how bright it is.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can appreciate the sun until there's an eclipse.
So bring a little darkness, guys. If you want to shine, bring a little darkness.
Amen to that. I'm just going to stick to my normal. Remember, stay positive, test negative.